Good evening, everyone. It is September 26, 2023. I would like to call the meeting to order.
This meeting is being held in accordance with Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice has been provided in the manner prescribed by law. This agenda is complete to the extent known, and formal action will be taken. I'll begin with a roll call. Councilwoman Fisher? Here. Councilman Gager?
Here.
Councilman Nadell?
Here.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell is not present, and Mayor Berger.
Present.
Thank you.
Mr. Clark, is there any reason for us to go into executive?
Yes, we have several matters for executive session tonight, personnel, contract, and attorney-client.
Okay, I would need a motion.
Motion to go to exec. Second.
Councilwoman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Gager? I need a vote.
I didn't hear it. Yes.
Okay. Councilman Nadell?
Yes.
And Mayor Berger.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'd like a motion to reconvene the meeting.
I'll make a motion to reconvene.
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Gager?
Yes.
Councilman Nadell?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mayor Berger.
At this time, if we could stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence for all of our fallen heroes. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have a proclamation for Fire Prevention Week.
Yes, Fire Prevention Week is October 8th through 14th, 2023. Whereas the Township of Howell is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living and visiting our community, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are the greatest risk from fire. Home fires killed more than 2,800 people in the United States in 2021, according to the National Fire Prevention Association, and fire departments in the U.S. responded to 338,000 home fires. And whereas cooking is a leading cause of home fires in the U.S., and fire departments responded to more than 166,400 annually between the years 2016 and 2020. 2 of every 5 home fires start in the kitchen, with 31% of these fires resulting from unattended cooking. And whereas more than half of reported non-fatal home cooking fire injuries occurred when the victims tried to fight the fire themselves. Children under 5 face a higher risk of non-fire burns associated with cooking than being burned in a cooking fire. And whereas Howell Township's residents should turn pot handles towards the back of the stove, always keep a lid nearby when cooking, keep a 3-foot kid-free zone around the stove, oven, and other things that can get hot. Watch what they heat and set a timer to remind them that they are cooking. And whereas residents who have planned to practice a home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire. Working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported home fires almost in half. And whereas Howell Township's first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas Howell Township residents are responsive to public education measures and are able to take personal steps to increase their safety from fire, especially in their homes. And whereas the 2023 Fire Prevention Week themed Cooking Safety Starts With You, pay attention to fire prevention. Effectively serves to remind us to stay alert and use caution when cooking to reduce the risk of kitchen fires. Now, therefore, on behalf of Teresa Berger, Mayor of the Township of Howell, and the governing body, do hereby proclaim October 8th through 14th, 2023 as Fire Prevention Week in Howell Township, and urge all citizens of Howell Township to check their kitchens for fire hazards and use safe cooking practices during Fire Prevention Week 2023, and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of Howell Township's fire and emergency services.
Thank you. At this time, may I have a motion to accept the minutes for September 12, 2023?
I move to accept the minutes from September 12th.
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher.
Yes.
Councilman Gager.
Yes.
Councilman Nadell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell.
Yes.
Mayor Berger.
I will abstain.
Thank you.
I would like to hear from each of our officials. Mr. Clark?
Okay, so I have a couple of quick announcements. The Church Road construction, the County Bridge project is still ongoing, and the due anticipated completion date is November 10th. So I think we're all looking forward to that. The railroad, we've had some questions about, and first, I will tell you what's going on with it. The rail company has started to run test trains on the reconstructed rail line. The normal operation is scheduled to begin the week of October 9th, so that's still a couple weeks away for the normal operation. Typically, it's going to be one round trip per day, 2 days a week. They anticipate the normal schedule will be Monday and Thursday. The train from Red Bank to Lakewood that passes through the township will still continue with its Tuesday and Friday schedule. Train speed is 10 miles an hour. Trains will stop at roadway crossings, and a member of the train crew will go into the road with flags and stop traffic before the train proceeds across the roadway. So, we've gotten mostly questions about it. There's some concerns, so I just want to let everybody know, I mean, railroads are highly federalized. We don't issue approvals for them. So all of this is consistent with the federal regulations in place. But that's the latest from that. Follow-up to Howell Day. We are going to be working to have the fireworks from Howell Day at Trunk or Treat on October 26th. So we'll have a resolution at one of our upcoming meetings to put that in place, and we have a couple other potential surprises that we're working on right now.
I don't have anything to add tonight.
Nothing to add.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to open for the hearing of citizens.
Each person shall first give their name and address to the clerk. The council shall be addressed as a collective body and not as individual members. Each person shall have one turn to address the council, and comments shall not exceed a total of 5 minutes. Speakers shall be notified when their time has run, and no time extension shall be permitted.
Do we have anyone on the list?
No one has signed up, Mayor.
Is there any? This is to speak on adoption of ordinance 023-32.
Point of order, Mayor. No, not yet. That's our next order of business. Is just the general and the general matters and public comment according to this.
I thought it was individually.
No. So as it stands, Mayor, just in terms of the agenda, we're going to do just the public comments. Then after the public comments are received, there'll be a response, if
Oh,
any.
I thought you were doing it the reverse.
No, Mayor. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure everyone was aware of it. That's all.
Okay, so if there's anyone who wants to come up for public comment, please come up. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Diane Lindstrom. I'm at 39 Victory Road. It's my first time speaking at a town council meeting. I'm a little nervous. Recently saw a video of the last town council meeting where the members were talking about the safety and the happiness of the residents of Howell. And it brought to mind what's going on now on Victory Road with the warehouse. We're struggling to not have the warehouse. We really are struggling to keep our quality of life and our happiness and our safety tantamount to anything, to any type of developer. We're concerned about safety. If you know Victory Road, you know it's got a nice S-curve on it. We're concerned about traffic, trucks, noise, construction. It's just a major disruption of our lives as we know it. And reverting back to the video I saw where you were all talking about maintaining the quality of life and the happiness and the safety, I'm practically begging for you to reconsider the zoning on that parcel of property. Right now, it's zoned for a warehouse. It's kind of crazy because all around it are woods. You've got a 400-acre tract, big woods. You've got, I think it's called Freshwater Bramble on Squonkam Road also. And Victory Road is nothing but woods, farm, animals, alpacas, and I think everybody knows that. I was also wondering about what happened with Monmouth Commerce. It was my understanding Monmouth Commerce was this close to passing, and the township would not approve any type of road reconstruction or configuration. With regard to Victory Road, the corner at the southeast end of Victory would have to be totally reconstructed. And I think I'm asking the council to also consider that construction and what you would have to do in order to accommodate tractor trailers turning safely from Victory onto Squonkam. I drive a Yukon Denali and I can't do it safely. So that's all. I speak for so many people to please reconsider this application. Nothing good can come out of it except for the applicant. It will do nothing for the happiness, the safety, or the well-being of the residents of Howell, and especially Victory Road. Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree.
Good evening. My name is Christopher Bates. I am also a Howell resident on Victory Road. We've lived at Victory Road since 2006, and one of the main attractions to the area was the natural setting, the small farms, the entire road. If you've driven down it, is quite scenic, and all of my neighbors have either horses or chickens or goats or some type of livestock. And basically, we're fighting financially and emotionally to deal with this whole situation right now. It's kind of an onslaught for us. None of us has a lot of money, but we have to pay lawyers and experts to try to fend this off. I work up in North Jersey. I work in an industrial park, and the last thing I would like to see is my precious Victory Road turn from a small farms road into an industrial park. We are really pleading with the board to try to get SP1 or SP2 rezoning for this, because we are really in the fight of our lives here. Not going to give up, going to keep doing what we have to do. We'll be at the farmer's market on Sunday trying to raise funds to help pay for the cost, to offset the costs. But this is something that means a lot to us. And for the surrounding community, the quality of life. In 18 years since I've lived there, I have not seen a tractor trailer or semi go down that road at all, at least in front of my house. And now they're projecting upwards of 100 a day. And that's just, I mean, it's just going to be ruin the entire setting of the neighborhood. So I appreciate the board listening to me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kind of ruins why you live there.
Hello, Nicole Woolley, 223 Victory Road. I just want to reiterate what my neighbors have said. I grew up in Howell and Victory Road. I work in Howell. My mother lives on Victory Road. My brother lives on Victory Road. I know Victory Road as a beautiful place to grow up. Land, nature, appreciation, safety. And now we're talking about tractor trailers, not just the noise pollution, the light pollution, the air pollution, but the damage it will do to the homes. The people riding horses down the street will be in danger. Walking their dogs will be in danger. So, excuse me, I'm nervous. But I just want to reiterate what they said and just stress, we really need Victory Road to be rezoned. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to come up to speak in public session? No, then I would like a motion to close.
I'll make a motion to close public.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, who will be commenting?
So, Mayor, anyone from the governing body can respond to the comments, or could, ask any of us for our opinions, but it's up to you. If you'd like to respond to the comments, you can. If not, we can move on to the ordinance, I believe would be next.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to Matt and Joe to explain what's going on and what we can say about Victory Road and where we're at with the Planning Bureau. and all
So
that.
the application that's in question is in front of the planning board. We definitely appreciate the comments. I'm sure the governing body does too. Those comments should definitely be brought to the planning board hearings at public comment and discussed. Anything else technical or otherwise with the planning board during the public hearing. There will definitely be a public comment at the end of that hearing. I know it's dragging on, that there's been some rescheduling and some different things going on, but definitely the planning board's the proper venue for those comments as well. Keep in mind, any rezoning that the governing body did today wouldn't affect the current application in front of the board. The municipal land use law has a time of application rule that says that the zoning, when the application is made, if it changes after the fact, it doesn't affect the application. It's viewed as under the old rules. So a change today wouldn't make a warehouse not permitted. What we are looking at, and then during our discussions at the last master plan subcommittee meeting, our planner has been working on some reports. We're looking at, our master plan's always evolving. We're always looking at changes. The next steps are reevaluating the changes we made last year. They seem to have worked in the sense that large-scale applications are not coming in. We do have control in certain areas. We're looking at pivoting, where we're, paying attention to market trends around warehousing. Large building, large single-tenant spaces don't seem to be in demand as much anymore. We know that there are some approved and either under construction or has a future potential for construction, so we're looking at future uses as to what maybe those buildings and approvals could look like from an indoor recreation standpoint, something that really might be better for the community as well. So we have a report that is being put together by our planner. It's also going to be discussed with the planning board shortly for consideration if we should start basing some ordinances around it. And with that comes looking at all the zoning, like I said, what we did last year with some of the changes, as well as what else could be done around town.
So that's basically it in a nutshell, and I would caution council from speaking about the merits of this particular application. It's in front of a board that has its own jurisdiction, and we don't want to do anything to create the impression of bias, which is, of course, an appealable issue. So I think that Mr. Howard has kind of covered the vision for where we can go with stuff there.
Thank you. So I'm going to do the ordinance now. So I would like to open up for public hearing and adoption of ordinance 0-23-32. The ordinance is capital ordinance providing for Deerwood Park recreation improvements and appropriating $350,000 therefore authorized in and by the Township of Howell in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey. Would anybody come up to the podium and want to discuss this ordinance?
I'll just give a quick, if anybody wants to come up, definitely come up, but we're doing this ordinance first. We have another ordinance on to award the project, resolution. The ordinance has to pass before the resolution, which is why it's out of order, but otherwise it's everything normal.
Thank you for explaining that. But we were doing this separately, so that's why. So as there's no one to come up, I would like to close this portion. May I have a motion?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 23-32?
I will make a motion to adopt ordinance, I'm sorry, 32?
2332.
2332.
Second.
Thank you.
You should play the louder number.
Councilwoman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Gager?
Yes.
Councilman Nadel?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mayor Berger?
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance is adopted.
Mayor, before we move on, could I just make a request regarding this ordinance that, I know we spoke about it earlier this year, Mr. Clark, if just a representative from Howell South Little League could be brought in? When the work is ongoing, there were some safety
Sure.
issues. Just-
Yeah, we want to talk to all of our leagues, and, obviously this being that park, and that's where
While
they're
the work is
located.
going
Sure.
on, that they could just be brought in and,
Yeah, we'll talk to them.
all right.
Of course. Mhm.
Lavender candy. Sorry. So at this point, I will ask members of council, is there any resolution that you would like to pull out of the consent agenda and vote separately?
Not
No.
I.
Okay.
I would suggest pulling 328 and having a separate vote. Just because Councilman Gager has to abstain on that one.
Okay. Thank you. So at this point, can I have a motion for Resolution R23-239 through R23-337?
Motion to accept R23-329 up to and including R23-337.
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Gager?
Yes.
Councilman Nadel?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mayor Berger?
Yes.
Thank you. The consent resolutions pass.
May I have a second motion to approve R23-238?
I'll make a motion to affirm R23 through and including 328.
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Gager?
Abstain.
Thank you. Councilman Nadel?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mayor Berger?
Yes.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Unfinished business. Ordinance 023-31, bond ordinance providing for various road improvements appropriating $4 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3.8 million and bonds and notes to finance a portion of the cost thereof, authorized in and by the Township of Howell in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey. May I open this up to public hearing?
Good evening, Mark Parisi, 2 Goss Court. Yeah, I just had a simple question for the professionals. Could you just share with us maybe some of the roads that you're planning to improve with this money?
So the township engineer does a detailed search, does an analysis every year of the roads. We don't have specifics on exactly which ones will be done. We have to take a look at current conditions, see where we can get the most bang for our buck. We do look, this is more of our development program, paving program. We look for some grant funding for some of the out roads, but we look to try and find roads that are within a neighborhood that might connect multiple roads, kind of just get the most bang for the buck, but we don't have specifics yet on which ones.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions on this ordinance? At this time, I will close public hearing. May I have a motion?
I'd like to move to adopt ordinance 2331.
A second?
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Gager?
Yes.
Councilman Nadel?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mayor Berger?
Yes.
The ordinance is adopted.
Introduction of ordinance 0-23-33. I'm sorry, I just put a handy. Amending and supplementing Chapter 136 of the Township Code entitled Excessive Consumption of Municipal Services. May I have a motion to introduce 0-23-33?
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 2333.
Second.
Councilwoman Fisher.
Yes.
Councilman Gager.
Yes.
Councilman Nadell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell.
Yes.
Mayor Berger.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance is properly introduced.
Ordinance 23-34, amending and supplementing Chapter 178 of the Township Code entitled Housing Code Rental Property. May I have a motion to introduce ordinance 23-34?
I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance O23-34.
Second?
Councilwoman Fisher.
Yes.
Councilman Gager.
Yes.
Councilman Nadell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor O'Donnell.
Yes.
Mayor Berger.
Yes.
The ordinance is properly introduced.
At this time, the actual meeting portion is over, but council has not yet spoken. We waited till the end, so I will go around the table. There was just a couple of things that we needed to, we're done with business, yes?
We're done with business.
Okay, I just wanted to just allow the quick update. Fire Prevention Week starts October 8th. Southern is having a murder mystery event on October 20th. There's PBA Oktoberfest. We have bulk pickup. Please don't forget, you have to call and complete a form for that. There will be, for the railroad, there will be an event on October 13th, so if anybody wanted to join that event. And then, I guess, Trunk or Treat is on the 26th. It was a shame about Howell Day. There were so many people that were like, can't we just get tents? Can't we? Tents in the mud is tents in the mud.
Yeah, the mud and, there was 45-mile-an-hour winds predicted.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, there were a couple of things. First, I'm sure we all know there was a fatality accident a few nights ago. And I only bring this to the attention, first of all, a horrible, horrible situation, and very sorry to the families that are involved. But again, we need to remember a little caution when we're at intersections. Just because the light's green doesn't mean you'll just step on the gas. Take a couple of seconds, look at each, left and right. Be sure that it's safe. And of course, the weather was a terrible evening. So I would urge people, unless you're coming home from work or something that can't be avoided, a little common sense when it comes to weather-related issues. And I'm sure we'll run into this further along the winter time. Again, it was a terrible accident. But I think it's important that we take an opportunity to learn from this, to once again remember how precious life is, and to also remember that many times accidents can be prevented to a degree, or at least deterred, where perhaps a fatality could be avoided in the future. Secondly, Howell Day it was terrible, but I'm sure people now understand that vendors and the bands are booked January and February the year prior. So as we know, like with the flea market, these vendors have made that contract for the entire year. So it's not as though even if we had a rain date and the next day that we could have accomplished the feat, because people are already obligated to another calendar event according to their contracts. Also, I would like to say that the Mackenzie House and the Ardena School, which is located right across the street from Oakland Park, is almost totally ready to be open to the public. It's been a rather long haul, a lot of work, a lot of people put in incredible amount of hours, money, time, and very, very much appreciated. I'm sure when everything is ready, public will be very pleased to see the Mackenzie House open again to the era of 1850. So of course, it is an ongoing financial project. Anyone that would like to donate to the endeavor of the group, it would be very happily received. Also, anyone interested in joining the group or doing some work to help the community along on restoring and keeping some of the history that we have in Howell. Not many buildings are able to be protected and kept, and we have lost buildings. But there are 2 buildings that we're able to, we're trying very hard to make sure that they're back to their prime, and we will have an open house when that time is available, which hopefully will be in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And again, the senior citizens will be having an Oktoberfest at the end of the week for their senior population that goes to our facility. Again, I can't say enough that Melanie Decker, the director, what she does for the senior community. I urge people that live in Howell to call, find out what you can take away from this senior center. You know, there's programming, there's meals at the time, there's entertainment, there's legal advice, financial advice, health advice. So there are a lot of things that Howell Township offers. I'm not sure everybody takes advantage. And also, I think that the the community in general tends not to ask for help. So for those that are here that have family that are older, parents perhaps, aunts, uncles, you know, look into it for them. Offer them the information that is there so that they too can take advantage of something that is free in most cases, but certainly it's companionship, wonderful programming, and we really have a very active community center. So that's my pitch for the community center. So again, don't hesitate to reach out. All of the services that are available are on the Howell Township website. Please take the time to just go through it and take advantage of the things that the township offers. Okay, thank you.
Councilman Dell?
Yeah, I know a lot of people were upset about Howell Day being canceled, and while we're on the subject of special events, I know this administration is working on getting some new things rolled out and offering more to the residents of the town. And I see a lot on social media, people complaining that, why doesn't Howell have this or that? If you have suggestions for something that we could do, shoot me an email. I'm not going to volunteer everybody, but everyone's open to suggestions, email, phone call. You have an idea for something, let us know, and maybe we'll make that happen. Social media is not the place. Ask us, and we might be able to get something done.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to reiterate the Howell Day thing, but I just want to add that we've received a lot of inquiries from people about why we don't have a makeup day scheduled for Howell Day. And that was the first question that we asked the town manager, why we don't have it. And it was explained quite clearly how we own the fields, but we lease them to the leagues. And whenever we schedule something there, it has to be done well in advance. And we can't just take a day away from them. There was also some suggestions about having it back where we used to have it, but that was dismissed because the event is too large now. So in essence, after that happened, we reached out to them and said, hey, can we do some extra things for trunk or treat? Because we know everyone is going to be there. So within hours of that being asked of them, they secured the fireworks. And I know they're working on some other things for that day too. So we asked, they gave us the explanation, and we shared it. So thank you.
Sue? You're good. I think everybody is good, so what I would like to do is let you know the date of the next meeting. So our next regularly scheduled council meeting is,
So we have two. We have
October
October 3rd, and we have October 17th. Right now, we're anticipating canceling the October 3rd meeting, but we may schedule in its place a special meeting because we have one piece of pressing business. Other things can wait until the 17th. The ordinances that we just introduced need more time before
To
the
cure.
3rd, yeah, so.
but if we do that, it could possibly be a
Yeah,
Zoom.
we would do it by Zoom, and we'll
Okay.
just get
And
notice
we'll-
out there, so. yeah.
Perfect. Then, so just look for any information on the meeting for October 3rd, whether it's going to be canceled or not. But the next regular scheduled meeting is October 17 at 6 for executive and 7 for regular session. Have a wonderful evening, and may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.